Hey, look at that. What? Idiotsyncratic. We're back. Making it happen. We're doing it. We're doing big things.
Already know.
Big things like big episode 31 today. You see it
31.
right there? 31. It's the only time I'm ever doing that.
31.
Yep, right there. That's what we do.
Sanjuichi.
We do it big on the show. Huge. We had some big news today.
I don't know how to say 31 in any other languages. Oh, what's the big news?
You ready for it?
Yeah.
Ready for some big news? Welcome to the show because we're back. We made it again. We didn't die after last week getting hammered as shit.
We didn't get alcohol poisoning.
We didn't get alcohol poisoning. No, surprisingly. I thought we did. I passed out though.
Justyn did leave us here in his house and went to sleep. And didn't tell anybody. He's like, I'm going to the restroom, and just never came back.
Did you think I died?
No, I thought you went to sleep.
Oh, you know me well enough to know that I'm probably going to go to sleep.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out a game plan. I was like, okay, so we lock the door from the inside, and we sneak out a back window, and then we can just close the window, put the screen back on, and it'll know if any robbers go through the back door, then they won't be able to tell that it's open because we put the screen back on.
See, look at that. Yeah. Or you could just hit the yell button when you're walking out.
But I don't want to yell at you.
Ah, you don't want to wake me up because I'm sleeping.
Yeah, even though it probably couldn't have.
You know me well enough that when I get drunk, two things always happen. I throw up everything that I've ever eaten that day or drank that day. I fall asleep.
Yeah.
Those are the sequence of events. But
you fall asleep and it's impossible to wake you up too.
Yeah, no, I'm out. I'm done.
If you do wake up, you're just like this.
I'm done. I'm done for that night. And even for the next day. But surprise, surprise. Oh, no surprise, I'm sorry. I didn't throw up last week.
I mean,
you got it?
That means you're growing.
I'm growing, man. Look at that. It only
You're
took
learning.
me 27 years to figure this out.
Yeah, your body's like, this isn't poison.
It's good for you. It's actually really good for you.
Yeah, you're assimilating it into your DNR.
That's what happened. Hopefully, I'm actually part whiskey now. So, yeah, this is the show where what we talk about today is all that matters. There isn't going to be anything else that matters more in your life besides this episode today.
Yeah, so if you're listening to us at work, sorry.
You better quit your job. Because they graping everybody out here.
Yeah.
Actually,
don't quit your job because we're going to want that money. Not right now, but later.
Idiotsyncratic Patreon coming soon. Don't forget it.
Theaters near.
To a theaters near you.
Near you.
So on today's episode, we're going to be getting into weird ways of getting off. Which you were right there. You were right there.
I was so close.
You're so close to getting off.
I was thinking it's about autoerotic asphyxiation. Mm-hmm. So like when those weird guys tie their necktie to
their dick,
to their door or something.
I think they tie it to their dick.
Then they jerk it. No, they jerk it with their hand, Justyn.
No, this is the way they do it. They tie it to their neck, back around under the gooch, grab the dick with the other side, and then they just like.
And then they flex it up to do the choking motion.
They pull their head forward, which chokes them, and it yanks their dick. And then when they pull their head back, it lets it go.
If you do male Kegels, you could do the reverse, where you like make it bounce like that.
It looks like an oil rig.
It chokes you a little bit. How did we get here?
I have no idea.
Wait, so is that what your interest is about?
Part of it. You're so close, man.
Okay, it's also about like hobo orgies.
No.
Hobo orgies.
Actually, maybe. It's pretty weird. It's a weird one. We're gonna get real weird today.
All right, so I give up.
Okay. And you're talking about, is science blocking science, which you said was a thought project you had in the car.
Yeah, I was just driving. I was in traffic and I was bored. Mm-hmm. And I had like one of those, what did I call it earlier? Like a stoner thought.
Stoner thought. Not a shower thought, but a stoner thought.
Yep. It's like, I don't even smoke, but sometimes I think about stuff that people normally think about when they're like really high. Mm-hmm. And they're like that. Mm-hmm.
Is AIDS God's plan? Like that?
Maybe.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
It could be anything.
I have those, I guess I have those in the middle of the night. Like right as I'm waking up. Because I wake up multiple times throughout the night to feed Orion.
Yeah. And you're right, like, as cloud has no penis.
Right as I'm waking up. Yeah. Just like shit like that. It's mostly audio stuff. Like, because I hear stuff in the recordings that I don't like.
Yeah.
Audio wise. And in the middle of the night, I'll wake up and go, oh, if I just turn down the compression just a little bit and then pull
It's always the
fader just a little bit.
compression.
Yeah. So like sometimes like after I'm done making his bottle, I'll give it to him. Or I'll give it to Eric to hold it, and then I'll come in this room, mess with the board just a little bit, like, okay, I think this will work, and I go right back to sleep.
You just tweak the little knobbies.
Just a little bit, just in different areas, or like I'll pull up our file, and then I'll start messing with the effects on there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't know. It's neurotic.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's not very fun.
Sounds kind of horrible, actually.
Yeah, it's not fun at all.
Like sometimes when I'm really stressed out about work, I'll just like dream of like my warehouse because I have like it all up here. Like I can envision my whole warehouse.
You know where
right
everything is. Like you know where this thing is and these things.
Even if it's completely out of whack, I know like the shit that's out of like that's where it doesn't belong. I know where it is. I'm like that shit doesn't go there. And I'll be like thinking about it. I'm like, fuck, I gotta move. Like,
get off my train.
Yeah,
like the ghost train guy.
I'll be like, I gotta move all those 316s that are over there by where the fuel maxes are supposed to be. Fuck.
What are you, some sort of enginizer?
I'm a fucking warehouse bitch.
Well, there it is. So yeah, there's no way that I could figure out what yours is.
All right.
The closest thing I had to it is like as literal as possible. Are there certain scientific advancements that are blocking or stopping or impeding other scientific advancements?
That's basically what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to hear your
But
specific
it's not a
thoughts on it.
specific thing. It's like literally that thought.
So we're just gonna riff on it.
Yeah,
Let's do it, my man. We were doing it with liberalism earlier.
Yeah, we were on the ear-only version.
Yeah.
No, but I was just thinking about it. You know, and that's what we're gonna think about today.
Let's do it. I'm ready to think. I want to think hard.
Okay, we're doing mine first.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. I'm Justyn. I'm this week's episode host.
I forgot. I'm Justyn,
Yeah.
the co-host.
Did you like how? Okay. Apparently, I didn't know I do this either when I'm super hammered, but I copy people like I did with you.
Oh my god, I didn't hear you doing that. Oh no, apparently I did hear you do that, but I was so drunk because I was like, shut up. I forgot what I said. I was like, stop.
I don't remember doing it at all. Something's wrong with us.
Something's wrong with us.
Very wrong with us. Yeah, for sure.
That's how it started, though. You were just like agreeing with me. You're reiterating what I was saying in agreement, and then it just turned into a thing.
It's so fun. I don't know.
Yeah, it's so fun.
We're fun drunks. That's the
I don't
important
know.
thing. That's the important thing. We're not like your dad. We're not like your dads out there. We're the fun drunks.
Yeah, we don't beat your mom.
We don't beat your mom. We laugh at your mom, and she laughs at us, and we, you know, that's what we do. That's what we do on this show. So yeah, every odd episode I'm gonna be hosting. This little baby bitch over here is gonna host every even episode. You know what that means, right? It means exactly what I said. So that's what's happening. Get ready for a good episode today, my man. It's gonna be fun.
It's already been a good episode.
Look at that. Full of positivity today. No Gandalf the gray area. You're right where you need to be. You're in the white area.
I was pretty gray area about the.
We both were.
Okay.
We were some ripe devil's avocados.
About the nudes. Yeah.
Yeah. Super ripe.
I love avocados.
Same here, man. All right, so I'm gonna go first on today's episode because it's a list format, which I love these.
That's weird. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Just list shit off for me.
I'm gonna do it. So it might actually go pretty quick, but this is something. This is another one of those midnight thoughts that I had. Like, how I'm not gonna shame. I'm not gonna kink shame. I'm talking about unusual fetishes today.
I feel like you're already.
I'm trying not to, but some of these are really weird, and I don't know where the thought came from. But I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was like, man, that's weird. And I was like, why do other people do this kind of stuff too? And I was like, what other kind of weird fetishes are out there?
I feel like it's more weird that you're thinking about weird fetishes as you wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, but like it's not just that. It can be anything. If my brain catches a thought while I'm sleeping and I wake up with that thought, then that's
Well, the clown has no penis.
yeah. Then like that's what I'm fixated on. So I started looking.
Asphyxiated.
I Googled this and I forget what website I got. It might have been like HuffPost or something. But so the first unusual fetish I want to tell you. I want to blow your mind with. Like this blows minds. Chasmophilia. What do you think that is?
I think it's when you're in love with ghosts.
Close. Arousal to caverns, crevices, and valleys.
Oh, they look hot.
Mm-hmm.
They have a very sexual nature.
Orifice-like
to
maybe?
The geology, you know?
Why not just look at a girl hole or a boy hole?
It's actually a funny story about that.
Are you aroused at caves and caverns?
No.
Okay.
Well, sometimes. Well, it depends.
Different kind of
It depends how crevice-like it is.
I want to make it I get that.
No, so Brian Callen and Joe Rogan. If you don't know who they are, you should.
Definitely by now.
They were on this hunting show one time, and you got some like behind the scenes from Joe Rogan on the podcast. He was talking about it, and so I mean, obviously they didn't put this in the show, but I guess so. They're on this like basically a camping trip, and they're trying to go hunting and stuff. And Joe was saying that the whole time they were there, like Brian Callen had made up this like character called the Ravine Comer, and then he said that like they would just be like hiking through the forest and stuff, and all of a sudden he'd be like, "Oh, I'm so turned on right now by that ravine over there," and he's like, "Oh," and he would just like start like pretending to orgasm.
He's a chasmophiliac.
He's like, "Oh, look at that ravine! I just want to come in it," and just like. If you know Brian Callen, he does like weird wording the way he does it. So his little cadence.
He didn't make that up. That's a real thing. With these chasmophiliacs.
It was funny though.
Oh sure.
I think.
But the funniest thing is
I think the way he was doing it.
But the funniest thing is that that's a real thing. I was about to call it a condition, but I'm gonna call it a condition.
It could be.
Email us about it. Leave a voicemail. Tell us how much you hate us for calling this a condition, but it's kind of weird. It's not like jerking off to like a curvy piece of driftwood or anything. It's like
that's just as awesome.
These are just caverns, crevices, and valleys.
I think the weirdest part about it is that all those things are kind of hard.
Maybe that's it. Maybe, and I got a thesis at the end of this too.
I don't know
as to why people might like stuff like this or be.
I would
drawn
want it to be
like
fleshy,
this. Right? You think so?
Yeah.
You know,
or like a fleshy cavern, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not gonna slam a hammer on my dick or anything. You know,
and if there's like some kind of meat curtain,
put it in a pillow.
And then hit it with the hammer. Or a rubber mallet.
This one's pretty great. Climacophilia.
Okay.
You will never guess it.
You're attracted to the thought of making love on top of the most tallest rack at Costco.
How'd you know?
You have to climb on top of it, and it's at Costco. On the roof of Costco. Mm-hmm. You want to have sex on the roof of Costco.
How'd you know? How did you figure it out?
You got to climb on it.
It's actually arousal to falling downstairs.
What? Like, I feel like the cavern thing.
Spooky.
I don't get it, but I could get it.
Yeah.
But this is like one of the. It's like masochistic, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, that hurts.
Masochism was also on this list, which I find strange that they didn't maybe just cut. This is such its own entity that they didn't couple those together, you know?
Yeah.
So it's not just masochism.
Masochism doesn't necessarily have to be like sexual.
Yeah.
It could just be like you find pain pleasurable. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe not pleasurable is the right word.
And you get the opposite side of that.
Positive.
You have sadism.
Positive.
Yeah.
Positive, I guess.
Then you have sadism where you find other people's pain pleasurable or
Yeah.
positive. And then you have climacophilia where falling downstairs arouses you.
I feel like it would be more arousing to climb the stairs.
Maybe to the chasmophiliac, maybe.
But as you get closer to the top, it's kind of like you're getting closer to the climax.
I wonder if this is.
Ow.
I can't for the life of me figure out like how this would be something that's arousing. And again, not trying to kink shame or anything, but
yeah, if you fall down the stairs, you kind of like boom, 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 right? So maybe like each time you bump, the vibrations hit your peen.
Yeah.
And it just causes penis vibrations.
Why don't you just slam it with a hammer then?
Or a rubber mallet.
Or a rubber mallet, yeah. Coprophilia. You know what this is.
No.
Scat sex.
Oh.
Yeah. Arousal to feces.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so.
The poop in the hammock?
Oh, is that? Oh, ew.
Yeah. Yeah, ew, for sure.
That's weird. But they never said if that dude was jerking it or not while they're pooping in his mouth.
So if you don't know, McAfee was John McAfee. If you have a computer, you probably have McAfee antivirus software. So this guy blew up in the 90s when he capitalized on that. Became a multi-millionaire in his early 20s. Moved to, what was that, Costa Rica? The Philippines. Moved to the Philippines, right?
Filipinas.
and is like on the run for possible murder there. But he also used to have
Possible piracy.
He used to have the Filipino hooers
The hooers.
shit in his mouth.
Yeah. You can actually hear interviews of this on line, I guess.
Yeah,
Where-
there's a whole documentary about it.
There, where the girls are outlining. They're like, he would cut a hole in a hammock and have them sit on it, and he would lay underneath it.
He told me to get in the hammock and poop in his mouth.
Yeah.
Not just on him, in his mouth.
This is like just disgusting though, and
Yeah.
unsanitary.
You think so?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Sanitation.
there's no smash your dick with a hammer, rubber mallet. I don't know how that could possibly. I don't know.
Maybe it's just the fact that it's so dirty, like in their brain.
That's a
turning
very
it
good point.
Into something erotic.
It's like the Christian mingle thing we were talking about last week. How if you're repressed, then you will do what you're repressed of doing. You know, what if it's like this is the naughtiest thing I could possibly do?
Yeah.
I want a Filipino whore to shit in my mouth. You know,
Oh, yeah.
while sitting in a hammock.
Yeah. I feel like these guys that have these weird kinks probably have a lot of weird kinks. You know what I'm saying? And maybe there's like a gateway thing where like it didn't start out as poop in his mouth. It started out with like golden showers or something.
That's kind of extreme. Like it's like, what if it's like,
It's weird, but I'm like,
hey, you want me to lick your toe a little bit while I'm giving you a BJ? Yeah, okay, cool, sure.
you're like, sure. He's like, sure, why not? And then he's like,
Shit in my mouth, please hurry.
yep.
From toe to shit, dude.
One thing leads to another. Yeah, yeah.
It leads to scat sex. Formacophilia. Oh, sorry, formacophilia.
Okay, that's where it's kind of like on the movie Ghost when they're making pottery and then they fuck.
Close. Arousal to insects.
See, where do they get this wording?
This is Latin.
I speak Latin. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Obviously, you don't.
So formico means insects then, huh?
I think formy, maybe. Because cophilia is like climacophilia, which is the arousal of falling downstairs.
Okay.
So I think maybe formy is
Insect?
maybe. So imagine like you're hanging out with your buddy who's a formacophiliac and he sees a praying mantis and just comes in his pants while you're walking down the street.
Ooh, I actually know the gateway to this one. So,
Is it praying mantises?
no, in animes, sometimes they'll make like evil demon chick things and they always have like giant tits on them. So they're probably like, I'm not into that, but these people are probably like watching anime. They're like, whoa, that scary spider lady with the giant knockers looks
my
looks pretty hot. And then
It's weird.
one thing leads to another. Yeah.
Yeah. Tentacle sex. Maybe.
Oh.
I don't know, man.
It's not an insect, though.
What if it's like, oh my God.
Octopuses are actually aliens. They're doing research about it.
What if it's like, oh my God, that hive of ants over there. It's like really, it's
putting
really
my dick
doing
in
it.
it.
It's really doing it for me. Dude, what if how do they act on this? Do they put their dick in like ant piles, or do they like smear it with like butter and let bees come over and
Yeah, how could you act on it?
fertilize them or whatever they do, pollinate them? I don't know.
Is there any giant insects that they could rape? There's not.
There's
right?
some pretty big dung beetles. Like they're like decently big.
Oh, and it can go with the poo thing at the same time.
There you go.
2 for 1 special.
Exactly. That's how these work. These all connect somehow. Gerontophilia or gerontophilia. I can't read. One of those.
Okay, this one is about. I'm thinking beetles. Well, I guess that would still be an insect.
These aren't formacophiliacs. These are gerontophiliacs.
It's about really big people.
Well, at least you got one part right. It's about people, which is different for this list so far. Arousal to the elderly.
Huh.
I'm talking decrepit, dilapidated elderly.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty, but
Maybe okay. You know what? Maybe it's kind of like chasmophilia because it's like caverns, crevices, and valleys. And ridges and stuff. That's how old people's skin looks at one point. Maybe it's that kind of thing. Like,
yeah, they start out.
look how
jerking
far
it
I can stretch this lady's neck.
They start out jerking it to caverns,
Mhm.
and then they move on to cavernous Gmail slut.
Mm-hmm.
Janus.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what it is. Like, oh my gosh, she only has a little bit of hair left. This is great. I don't know.
Not a lot of teeth.
Not a lot of teeth.
Better BJ's probably.
Is that glaucoma? Oh my God. You know. Are we kink shaming? Probably. This is weird.
Oh, my hip. And they're like, yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh, hurt your hip on me, please. Hurt it on me. just the weirdest. This is weird. This is just
Hurt
weird.
your hip on me.
It's just weird. You know what I mean? I can't justify it. I can't justify these.
Hey, and then that's how they get into
Fatality.
death sex.
Dude, what if they're necrophiliacs? What if they're like on the cusp? The cum cusp?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? They're right there on the cum cusp.
They're trying to rein it back because they don't want to be necrophiliacs.
Think so?
Yeah, so they're by reining back their necrophiliasm, they're like, what's the closest thing to a corpse? But that's not necro.
A walking corpse that talks and has glaucoma.
There you go. That's all right. Mystery solved.
Oh, what if this is like the gateway to that? Like, what if it's like, you know what? I really don't want to have sex with a dead body, so like I'm gonna do as close to that as possible. But there's that lingering thing in the back of the nape of their neck that's saying, you know what? Maybe I do want to.
This is what happens. All right, they're doing this thing, and they're like, oh, you know, spicy 90-year-old, you're so hot. And then she's like, oh, my hip, and then he thrusts too hard.
Fatality.
And he's like, well, I'm not done yet.
Haven't finished.
So there's that.
And then he's like, you know what? Necrophilia. It's pretty good.
I feel like Scooty needs to be on this episode.
Yeah. We definitely. What do you do with those bodies, Scooty Pooty? What do you do with those hands and feet?
Where did we go wrong?
Yeah, every day. This one is Kinesmolagnia. Kinesmolagnia.
All right.
This is a weird one. Like, this is all effed up.
This is about sexual feelings towards bullet trains.
How'd you know?
Is it really?
No.
Oh,
Throat worm. That's weird. It's arousal to being tickled.
Well, I feel like that's not that weird.
I don't know. I've never popped a boner from being tickled. And the tickling I'm imagining is like, come here, you little scamp, and like just like grab.
No, yeah, I know,
like,
I know, like not sexual tickling, like normal tickling. I feel like it's not that weird. I've never popped a boner from tickling. I'm super ticklers too, but
I'm going from my perspective.
It makes me angry.
Get off me, bitch!
Yeah, I'm like laughing. I'm like, god damn it!
I'm gonna kill you, bitch! Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I just don't know. Okay,
but I mean, like,
wet willy, you know.
I think it's because like in compared to like poop and old people.
Yeah, I probably should have put that one at the top of the list
Caverns.
to
Yeah, and then we go tickling.
to ease us into this whole thing because
At least it's human contact.
that's true. He's not sticking his dick in an ant pile.
Yeah, or a
Letting-
hornet's nest.
Letting spiders feast on it, you know.
A hornet's nest.
Hornets. Hey, I didn't even think about like the girl aspect of this. Do they just let stuff crawl inside them? That's bad, right? See, we're being very sexist here. We haven't thought about the girls aspect yet.
Yeah, I feel like girls don't have these kind of.
There's nothing in the world worse than a man. There's nothing more grotesque than a man.
Than some men.
Think about it. About all these fetishes and all like these all this weird shit. There's nothing worse than a man.
I feel like they're all old white guys that are like in power, like politicians and billionaires.
John McAfee.
Yep.
He likes to have Filipino horse shit in his mouth.
Yeah, and maybe middle-aged Japanese men too.
Yeah. So repressed society.
Yep.
Yeah. See, we figured it out.
Sorayo.
Lithophilia.
Okay, this is the attraction to batteries.
That's a very good guess. That's such a good guess. You know what? I'm gonna give you one of those. It might as well be arousal to stone and gravel.
Why?
There's the question. That's the question for today's episode. Why?
But
why?
That's so far of a stretch. I can't even make up a stupid like segue reason of how they got there.
It doesn't even mention anything about shapes of anything. Because like, what about a really well done statue of a naked chick? Like, that's gonna arouse some people. Or
like
you know,
maybe like a 11-year-old or something.
Yeah, maybe. But this is stone and gravel. Gravel specifically. It's just broken up stone.
It's like pebbles.
Yeah. What if it's worse when they walk on it? Like, it's just like constant. Every step they
You
take,
start pitching tents.
every step they take is a load blown.
That should be a song.
Every step you take
Is a load blown.
Ew. Yeah, that's a weird one. That's a really weird one. And in a list of weird things, that's a very weird one. Because the weirdest thing about it, just like you said, there's a disconnect. How?
It's not the most disgusting one, but it's the most unbelievable so far.
Yeah.
Because unbelievable in terms of like, why?
Just odd.
Why?
Yeah, why? Why?
Why?
You might actually get this. Nasolingus. Throat work. Natalie, throat work!
Is it whenever you put your mouth on someone's nose?
Yes, it's arousal to sucking on a person's nose.
Wait, which one's aroused though? The person sucking or the person with the nose?
Real popular with the Jews.
And
Whoa, hey!
whoa, you anti-Semitic motherfucker.
No, we're pro-Semites in this show.
Oh, yeah.
For all you ear listeners, we're pro-Semites.
Pro-Semite because of the Jew titties and is that what you said?
Something like that.
And the succulent noses.
Yep. Could you,
What?
I don't even want to touch this one. It's just bad.
No, but hey, are they sucking the nose hole or the structure itself?
That's a good question. I didn't want to even look into this one.
Because what if your brain comes out?
What if your brain comes out, man? You suck them stupid.
And but if you eat it, does it make you smarter?
Duh. You know this already. You eat somebody's heart, you gain their courage
Yeah,
too.
if you eat more grain matter.
Grain matter. Oh, I'm typing that down.
So stupid.
Grain matter.
Oh.
Could you want to suck on a nose or something one of these days?
Noses are gross. They're so oily. You know what I'm saying? People get blackheads on them. Boogers come out of them. Nosebleeds.
It's just all around not good.
Yeah.
Just all around not good.
I feel sick looking at your nose right now.
Yeah.
And you have a nice nose. I mean, I'm sure people would suck on it.
Thanks, man.
But I have it hurts my tummy because I'm thinking about it.
Just looking at how disgusting you are, and it just makes me sick. All right, here we go. Partialism. You might get this one too. It involves humans also, which thank God we needed a little bit of human contact in this list of ant doers and people who like to put gravel inside their bodies.
Is partialism just the tip?
It's the opposite.
Just the base? I don't see how that works.
The tip is gone. Arousal to a body part other than the reproductive organisms.
Oh, people do that, like finger banging and stuff.
Well, I don't think it's just that, but it's I'm sorry, it's not. I was thinking about there's like amputeeism too, which like they like, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about something else. But no, this is the example they have is calves. You know, and it's not just put your finger in me. It's like staring at somebody's finger, and going, oh my god, it's a nice looking finger. You know?
Yeah. I hear you. It's like, man, that girl got some elbows on her.
Look at that forehead.
I would suck that
Really
nose.
do. Oh shit! It's an outlier of nasolingus.
Yeah,
maybe
some of these are offshoots of each other.
Yep. It's like look at that collarbone. It's a good looking collarbone, you know?
Collarbones.
Hey, what if these are all like aspects of cannibalism too, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can you feel it?
Well, I mean, people do describe sexual stuff as like a hunger or a thirst sometimes.
Yep.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Don't even get me into vampires.
Vampirism.
Yeah.
Vampirilingus. I got just a few more. Selesmophilia? You'll never guess this one. Actually, it's funny that I did that because it has something to do with this.
The arousal of being on recordings.
How'd you know? No. Arousal to stuttering.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's hot.
If you like this podcast, you might be a selesmophiliac because we stutter all the damn time.
I could tell you're lying because when you're replying, stutter.
Stutter. Psychrophilia.
Psychro?
Psychrophilia. It's not what you think.
Okay, it's whenever you're attracted to motorcycles.
How'd you know? It's it's arousal to being cold and watching others who are cold.
I like being cold.
Are you aroused by it?
No, actually, my dick shrinks into the size of a smaller dick.
Does it make you pop a clit?
Pop a clit. Yeah. Like a China clit.
But also,
R.I.P.
you're aroused by watching others who are cold. What if you're sitting in like a warm room and like you're looking outside and they're just like shivering? You're like, this is really getting me going right now.
Look at those peasants out there.
It's getting me going.
You're in a warm house and then they're trying to beg for money or something on the street. You're just looking out the blinds like,
I don't get it. For the life of me, I just don't get it.
Okay, I don't get it either, but
I guess the feeling cold, I can get that.
if you're aroused, I don't get that either. But if you're aroused by feeling cold, then it would make sense that you could be aroused by other people being cold because vicariously, if it turns you on and you're thinking about like how it makes you feel while seeing other people do it, I guess that's where it would come from.
I guess it's a good guess. Wait, we're shooting in the dark here, my man. We're shooting blanks in the dark here. You know,
Yeah. Blank loads.
blank loads. Got two more. I know it sounds like it, but it's not. Titillognia.
This one's easy. It's the attraction to poking people.
Actually, it's arousal to tickling other people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Instead of being tickled, like tickling
Yep.
people?
Titillognia.
Like to see them squirm. Like, ooh,
Ooh,
you think that's funny?
Yeah. Hurry, get outside. It's cold. Hurry. Yeah.
Tickling people
Which
that
is
are
weird.
in ice baths.
I imagine like just a raunchy, nasty old man with like a thick train conductor stash going around tickling people like, ooh.
Yeah, this has a real
Creepy vibe.
pedophilia undertone to it.
Spooky.
Yeah.
It's spooky for
Because
sure.
like, who do you tickle? Like little kids.
Oh,
you know?
God. Ugh.
You know?
Maybe. Okay.
So to be aroused by that, that's yeah. Like when it like who have you tickled in your life? Eric's, maybe?
Yeah, sometimes.
And little kids, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
I tickle my little nephew. You know?
Yeah.
That's just who you tickle. So I feel like the person who would be attracted by tickling someone is just a sick motherfucker.
Just a pedo. Keep all
Probably.
the titillognias away from your kids.
Yeah.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
I think the underlying theme here is that if you're any kind of file, then you're probably a file cabinet, if you know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Last one, zoophilia.
Attracted to animals.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Attracted to non-human animals. So
Non-human. Oh, I get. Okay.
I guess being a furry is kind of like this, you know.
Maybe.
Humanoid animals is what they're big into, I guess. But this is. I wonder if this is like, look at that blue jay over there. I'm gonna blow my jay, if you know what I'm saying.
I think it's like in the old world where there was like the farmers and stuff, and it was like the they used to call like the slow people goat fuckers.
Is that where they got this from?
I think so. Yeah, they just quit touching on monkeys.
Stop touching my livestock.
Yeah, all right.
Quit trying to.
Your prize sheep.
Yeah. Stop trying to impregnate my livestock. I need to eat this.
I think it's impossible. Actually,
I feel like all this right here is impossible because it's just so far removed from normalcy.
yeah.
It's like, how is sucking on a person's nose getting you off?
You know the Minotaur?
Mhm.
I forgot the exact stuff about it, but it was like, I think a god, one of the gods, probably Zeus, wanted to bone some girl, so he transformed into a bull.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that means.
What?
I don't know. Oh, actually, no. I think the girl just fell in love with the bull because it was like some kind of mystical bull or something. It might have been. Maybe the bull was a god. It was just a god bull. I don't remember. But the point is like the Minotaur was a product of a bull and a lady fucking. And it was like this king's, I think it was the king's daughter or something. So that's why he hated it so much.
It's always the weirdest shit that they come up with.
Greek mythology?
Yes.
Yeah, it's super weird.
Nordic. You brought Nordic last time, right?
Oh, yeah, because, we're talking about
Loki.
Loki. Yeah.
That's weird shit too.
Loki, we was talking about Loki.
Loki
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. Because he
got banged as a horse.
He turned into a horse, into a female mare to lure off this stallion.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess the stallion caught him.
Caught him in a lot of ways.
Caught him as a her.
Yep.
As a her horse.
And they
birthed Sleipnir.
They participated in chasmophilia, climacophilia, coprophilia, formicophilia, gerontophilia, lithophilia, all the philias.
But the point is that they made the greatest horse of all time that had 8 legs, and it was Odin's horse, and he was
And his name was Spirit.
Yeah, I think he was so fast he could run to all the other realms. I'm just dropping a bunch of I thinks because I forgot.
I think the entire mythology is a bunch of I thinks.
Like you didn't have to use the Biofrost; you could just ride the horse and you could like jump from worlds.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's like, oh no, I want to go to Asgard. But I can't get there because the Biofrost is broken. It's like, I'll just ride Sleipnir, my mighty 8-legged
Sleipnir?
steed. Yeah.
Is that his name?
Sleipnir, yeah.
I thought you made that up.
Or Sleipnir.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know Norse pronunciation.
I don't think even the Norse know Norse pronunciation or mythology or anything.
Hagen.
So, so I also typed in what causes people to have weird ass fetishes like this.
Ass fetishes too?
No, it wasn't anything. There was like there was a philia, but it was like arousal by the buttocks. And I was like,
that's normal.
Ass, man. It's just who
ass.
Like who doesn't? That's not weird. But it's so yeah. I looked it up. I googled what makes people more, I guess, more susceptible to these types of fetishes, like these weird. The disconnect. Where's the connection? It says, generally speaking, a typical case may be somebody happens upon an object by accident or through exposure to leather or dolls or part of a human that's non-sexual, such as a foot or toe, and finds it pleasurable. So they continue using it in a sexual way. And that's from Dr. Richard Kruger. So maybe, I don't know, like with a nose, maybe they like,
dude, yeah,
they like picking their nose or something, and it's something pleasurable to them, and it's like, I'd like to put my mouth on somebody else's nose for a change.
I've actually heard that before, where like when you're at your development stages or something, like you're just finding yourself during that time period. I guess you're really malleable, like your psychosis says, So maybe you're having some kind of encounter, like you just discover what jerking it is, right? So you start jerking it. And then,
but you're doing it while you're watching Gundam, so like now you can't get off unless you have a Gundam finger right next to you, at all times, like on the nightstand.
Well, I was gonna say like, and then you like fall over, and your face lands in gravel because, like, for some reason you were walking around and jerking it
as you're climaxing.
Yeah,
walking around as you're jerking.
Yeah, your face falls in the gravel, and you're like, oh, God. And then after that, you're like, I need the gravel, man.
Oh, it's so bad. I imagine just like a nasty Webby hand that just reaches and grabs the gravel. It's like. just the nastiest shit in the world.
Don't ever say Webby hand to me ever again. I have an attraction to Webby hands.
I'm gonna write that down too. Oh God. All right. You might have heard it here first, folks. I think the episode title is Webby Hand.
Ugh.
That's so bad. It's so bad. Okay, yeah. I guess maybe like, what if somebody loves pooping, like associates the pleasurable feeling of pooping, and it's like, I'd like some of this in my mouth sometime. Who knows? Of course, it's a gradual thing. Maybe.
Well, yeah. Sometimes, like as you're pooping, like you'll get one out, and you're like, ugh, you get like a little shiver in your spine. Oh, and maybe like that little shiver, like to some people, is more intense, and they feel it like in their penis.
Maybe
their penis shivers.
What about like the way that we romanticize falling downstairs? Maybe that these kids see it on TV, they see it on movies and stuff. It's like, that looks like fun. Look, they got up unscathed. Maybe I should jack off to this.
Okay, this is what it is. Maybe back in the day, right? They're like watching porn in the living room which is upstairs for some reason. And they're in their formative years, so they don't want to get caught by their parents. And a light turns on. And they're like, "Oh shit! I gotta turn the TV off and run to my room, which is downstairs, before they find me out." And then they fall down the stairs and boom, 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 boom. Like they're already about to go, and then they boom, 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 and then oh my god, yep. And then that's a lifetime of stereo loving now.
That's the only way they can get off now.
Yeah.
There's a great Black Mirror episode about something kind of like this. He's a scientist and he is tested
Spoiler alert.
It's a great episode too. Yeah, spoiler alert. By the way, it's in the latest season, and
I just started watching them. By the way,
oh, dude, it's great. You're gonna love it. So there's he's a scientist, and he's involved in like this experiment to better help him and other doctors and scientists and surgeons understand what their patient is going through to better diagnose them. So they create this thing that you can put on your head and you can put on the patient's head. And so throatworm. Now the throatworm. And so then you can. So if the patient is like having a hard time describing what they're like, what's going on with them, you can actually feel it yourself. And so throughout the episode, he's like, appendicitis. So then they save the person's life. Well, what happens is, I think he gets electrocuted or something while it's happening. And no, the person dies on the table. So the person dies on the table. He has it on his head, so he's going through all that too. He basically dies with them. They get brought back with the things that shock you to death, shock you to life, I guess. So he gets brought back with that too by that person coming back.
Clear.
And at the moment that happens, he's instantly changed. So he's felt all the different types of pains in the world, but now he's felt death. He's felt the pain, like the terrible pain leading up to death.
The clammy hand of the Shinigami.
Exactly. Ryuk came and got him.
Yeah, Webby hand.
Oh my god, that's so bad. I regret saying it. That's really bad. So the Webby hand of Ryuk comes up from the abyss and grabs him. And so now that he's experienced that, that's his pleasure. He gets off to severe pain, like to near death. So since he's a surgeon, he starts cutting like tips of his fingers off and his toes off, starts slicing himself, and like that's what gets him off. It's a great episode.
Sounds terrible.
It's a great episode.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah. So I guess he's like slicing himself open.
He has glow stick scalpels.
Mm-hmm. It's like World Emo Day or World Goth Day. Dr. Jessica O'Reilly adds that some people are more easily aroused than others. There's a theory that some of these people may be more open to developing fetishes because they're sexually excited more easily. So maybe it's just a combination of the two.
Basically, if you're a perv, you might be a perv.
You might be a perv with other pervy things.
If you're a giant perv, then you're probably a file cabinet.
Probably a file cabinet.
Yeah, we got all kind of files in there.
Oh, this article also answered one of my burning questions, like because you know what a pedophile is. So, and you know that pedo also stands for feet, like pedometer, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, what do you call somebody who's obsessed with feet? Do you call them a pedophile too?
Orthophile.
It's actually podophile. P-O-D-O. And then I realized I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Oh yeah, because
Pedometry.
it's podiatry.
Yeah, exactly. So
podiatry.
the article corrected my stupid.
I think we're just texting.
Yeah.
We're like podiatry.
Pedophiles, pedometer.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's where the pedal goes.
You know, it kind of sounds the same, so it's got to be the same thing. You know.
Hey, how you make the car go? You push down the pedal with your foot.
Put your toe on it.
Put your foot on the pedal.
Then you get off. Then you get off. Yeah. Then you kick up the gravel behind you, and you just like you can't hold it in with a Webby hand comes out.
I wonder if there's an attraction to revving an engine.
I'm so disgusted. Well, there it is. That's all I have for my interest today, my man. Just these weird fetishes.
Oh yeah. Good interest.
Thanks, my man. Just Hey,
look, it's like my thumb is my cock.
just kind of weird stuff.
You know what I just did? I instinctually started like rummaging through the files I had up because I knew it was about to be my interest, and I was like, to my brain.
There you go. I had to write these down because there's no way I would have known how to say these. I don't know how to say them by reading them.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
You know?
I can't read.
yeah, it's hard sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially when gravel's around.
I don't know, man. Look at that nose.
All right, player. So this is what I was just thinking about the other day.
Let's hear it.
I was like, I might talk about it. It's probably going to be super short, but I just figured we could riff about it. Okay, so all the technology we have right now was built upon technology that we had before it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like building blocks of stuff, you know? Like if way back in the day, right, you know, they didn't invent like a lever, right? And then a simple machine, and then engine, and then whatever, combustion engine, and then like just keep extrapolating it to now that like how our technology is today, right? So now like try inventing something, right? It's like you gotta kind of like exist in what we have available to us. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, if we were to invent something like completely different, we almost wouldn't be able to, because we're kind of like in the confines of like what we already have. So for instance, if like maybe way back when there was like cars were at an early age and we had trains, right? Instead of like cars how they are now, there was some kind of like rail system for cars, right? And that doesn't make sense to us now, but it's like maybe it could have worked out different and it would have been cool, and it would have like if it would have got to the technology now, like we could make it happen and it would be badass and stuff.
Sure.
But it's like, but you can never like go back and be like now that we have cars, like how we have cars, you can never be like, hey, why don't we just put our cars on this other kind of thing? You know, it's like you have to like scrap all the cars, like change all the roads. Like that's never gonna happen.
All the history.
Basically, yeah, you know.
I think what you're talking about can be summed up in invention versus innovation.
Maybe.
Because, I mean, think about it. Nowadays, there aren't really any inventions anymore. They're all innovations, because they're all based off of something that came before them. You know, like, just like you said, I mean, what was I thinking of? It was, the engine itself, you know, horsepower comes from what we used to use, horses.
Yeah.
So that's even though it's technically an invention, it's also maybe more of an innovation. But today, by today's terms, I think we've maybe invented everything that we need to for society to thrive.
Yeah.
What else is there to do besides improve on those inventions?
Yeah, I guess what I was thinking of is like in a parallel maybe planet, right, where like say like our evolution, right? We evolved, there was all these things that had to happen for us to evolve this way, right? Maybe our technology was the same way. So like had our early technology not happened the way it did, you know, would it lead to us being here? And it was like, so if you go to a different planet and they have like kind of the same shit, like they have like houses and cars and stuff, but they're like totally different. Like they're not using combustion engines or something. They're using like, they found out a better way of making like hydro shit, right?
Yeah. Gravel.
They found out a way to use gravel or plastic or something. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like we're limited by like things that are already put in play. Like our road systems are.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And again, like everything that's been put into play thus far has aided the human race in thriving. Not just surviving, but thriving. Because we're living longer than we ever have. Everybody's healthier than they've ever been. Crime rates are lower than they've ever been. Like we're, by all, the definition of thriving, that's what the human race is right now. And a lot of that is based on the inventions and innovations of the past. So it's kind of like a good thing. You know, it's like a double-edged sword type thing.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like I'm glad that we are where we're at. I was just wondering if there's certain like technological advancements that we'll never be able to make because of
we can't go outside the confines of
what we have now. Like like maybe the electrical grid, you know, stuff like that. Maybe we could have had, I don't know, like light power. Like we could have found out ways to harness light energy. So it's like nobody's gonna try to do that now because it's, well, for one thing, it's probably not scientifical. I'm just throwing out bullshit. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? If there was some other possible like way to do an alternative energy source, you know?
Yeah.
Or maybe it didn't have to be like wires. It could be like a bubble of energy, and if like Wi-Fi, if you're inside of it, you have power to your electronics, you know. But who's gonna even try to do that?
Well, they're so that specifically, they are trying to do like it's wireless charging, and they're working on a way to make it so you
Bigger?
don't have to sit your shit on a pad, you know,
Yeah,
to where it's like in the air. So like,
Interesting.
so that's
power up.
people are like through the innovations are trying to invent certain things. I think maybe the closest thing to a true blue invention that's coming up that we've been working on is 3D printing.
Yeah,
Because that's a huge thing. There are like scientists that are 3D printing organs that are working, you know.
yeah.
So
It's insane.
isn't that insane? Like, I think that might be the biggest invention, the biggest outside of the confines invention that we've had in a long time. Because
Yeah.
that directly correlates. It can directly correlate to increasing the human lifespan even more than we already have. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you could 3D print
Maybe
anything.
immortality
Maybe, yeah.
someday.
Like, what if the 3D printing gets so good, and you know, modern medicine comes so far along that what if we can 3D print like new brains and like new skeletal systems that are much better than the ones that we have, and then we can implement them in people and live staggeringly longer or healthier or like improve the thought process, make ourselves smarter. I mean,
Yeah.
like that could be the key to elevating the human race to
Also, like
gods.
stem cell research and nanotechnology and what's that stuff they call it? CRISPR, like
CRISPR.
they're manipulating like DNA and like genes and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
I think like all these things are coming up at the same time. That
Yeah.
Who knows how things are going to be
I think we've
in 100 years
we've
as
moved
far as the health.
we've moved beyond like, hey, if we build roads from here to there, we can get there a lot faster than using these horses.
Yeah.
We've come from that to we're gonna need to look at cells and start working on those.
Yeah.
And you know, like we've moved from it's weird, like we've moved from the big picture to like the small picture, which I think is like the opposite. Like, you know, the roads and stuff, that was a big picture thing, but relatively it's a small thing. Now we're looking at like the human condition and what makes human beings to fix those, which is the biggest picture.
Say you wanted to fix traffic though. Can't do it. How do you do it?
Shamans.
Shamans. Yeah, right. What if there was a tube system, like on what is it, like Futurama? Right? There's a where you every house has a tube,
Mhm.
right? And you put your body in a pod,
Mm-hmm.
and then it like sucks into you to where you're trying to go.
Elon Musk is trying it. He's got his boring company, you know?
His so he's making holes in the ground in a place where there's a bunch of earthquakes, and he's so basically you drive your car onto a rail that shoots you to another place. So
Yeah, underground.
that's a way that he's trying to mitigate traffic. I think that's kind of what got me thinking about it too, because I was like, how do you get rid of traffic?
Yeah.
And I was like, what do we have to do that everywhere? It's like Elon Musk ain't gonna do that everywhere. And it's like, why can't we do it everywhere? And it's like, well, because people.
Yeah.
Because we don't have like the infrastructure for that.
It's
You
true.
know? Like
yeah.
think about like even just building power lines. Like when they had to do that in the 1800s or something, late 1700s maybe.
Maybe
I don't even know
beginning
when.
of time.
Maybe
But-
the beginning of time.
So,
but
and this also kind of leads to say we're going back to the traffic thing. To get rid of traffic, maybe we need more lanes on the roads. You know, you open up
Yeah.
more lanes, more cars can get there, so it's easier for people to travel around. But
that's true. Yeah.
what hinders us with that is what's hindered us for a long time with construction.
Money.
Construction. Well, yeah, our infrastructure is not the
Bureaucracies.
best right now, but also construction workers. Do you know any construction workers that are like basically top of the line or construction companies or entities that are just top of the line, get things done super efficiently, super quick? No.
I think also too, our infrastructure should be not like run by the government. I don't know how else we could make it happen, but
Mhm.
just man, they're just not the most efficient at getting shit done. You know,
The biggest example is the DMV. It's the shittiest place on earth because it's run by the government who can't pull their heads out of their asses.
Right.
And they don't understand how to run shit like that.
And it's like, I think they contract private companies, but if there was just like private companies that gave a shit and we just hired them to do our fucking infrastructures, you know?
Yeah. I was reading something a while back. It was like an explain like I'm 5 on Reddit, and it was like why is construction so slow in the United States compared to other countries? And they said the reason, or one of the reasons, is that after the industrial age, whenever it was more sought after to stop doing manual labor and to kind of move up in the corporate world, that the only people who would work as construction workers were, you know, people who maybe felons, you know, maybe people who weren't the smartest, or maybe people who didn't really care, but it was just a job. That's kind of the mentality that has stuck around. Like there are some good construction workers, there's some smart people who work construction, but I mean, are kids going to college to get their doctorate in working construction?
Yeah.
You know, it's no longer the thinking man's job or anything. It's just like, let's start putting these pieces here because this is what we're told to do, and then it's going to build something much bigger. And then you got the bureaucracy of the government hanging over you that just makes everything 100 million times slower.
It's kind of crazy too, man. That's how like the Rockefellers and them people's made all their big monies. Maybe not the Rockefellers. I forgot which ones it was, but with the railroads, like they built railroads.
J.P. Morgan.
Yeah, over the whole entire country. You know,
they just and even them, like they didn't do the construction themselves. Like they had the idea, we should do this. I'm gonna round all these poor slum dogs, you know, together, and we're gonna make this happen. You know, it's the billionaires sitting at the top commanding.
Like, I mean, a labor job isn't gonna pay well, so people with better heads on them shoulders ain't gonna go for that shit.
And why would you? You know.
Yeah,
it's not like you know,
if you have to.
In other countries, I don't know specifically which ones, but from what I read, like in other countries, you know, construction can be seen as, it's almost like being an architect in certain regards, as opposed to just doing manual labor. Like you are part of something bigger. I'm
pretty sure in Japan they have a lot more respect for their construction workers than we do here.
And I bet it gets done a lot quicker than here.
Dude, architecture in China is freaking crazy. They have these insane buildings.
Oh yeah,
just beautiful.
And I bet they went up a lot quicker than these buildings go up here.
For sure they did, because like they've only been killing the game since like what, 20 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Like capitalism wise.
Yeah, China hasn't been a world power for a while. I mean, they've only recently become a major world power.
Yeah.
So.
And oh man, talking to people there, it seems like for a communistic country, like they are the most loosey goosey with the term communism.
Yeah.
Like it's barely communist over there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, like in a lot of ways,
communish.
In a lot of ways, it is. But I think as far as money is concerned, it seems like real capitalistic in a lot of sectors.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe like the iron fist approach to bureaucracy is like the best way to go about it. Maybe there just needs to be one person in charge saying, you know, this is the decision. This is it. Yeah. Instead of having to
build this or die.
Yeah, instead of having to filter it through like 450 other people who don't really have anything to do with it for their approval on certain things. Maybe certain aspects of democracy can hinder innovation and invention. Yeah, and growth. I don't think that's a wild thought or a wild opinion. Democracy in and of itself is it's supposed to be the masses getting together making a decision, but that can also harm certain areas. I'm not advocating for communism in any way, but maybe sometimes aspects of different beliefs should always be implemented in every belief, because not one specific belief is going to be the correct thing, because you're limiting yourself to one specific solo point of view. You need to have all sorts of different points of views and different aspects of those beliefs that basically work, and you can see that they work, that you can implement in your own thing. And I think like even the term communism is scary to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Especially, people in democratic countries like the US. You damn commie. Like, you're not gonna, like, that's one reason why a lot of people I knew a lot of people are against Bernie Sanders is because his idea of democracy is more socialism, which leans a lot more towards communism in certain aspects. But socialism in certain instances, it can be a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, when they wrote the Communist Manifesto, he was trying to make what is it? Paradise? Not a paradise.
Kind of. It was supposed to be equality for all working men.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it works better on paper, though. That's the only issue.
Yeah, that's true.
Another thing I was thinking about, too, like, along with this is this dude came on Joe Rogan who basically was, like, kind of saying that modern man, that they think that it goes back a lot further than we think it does. And he has all these findings, like with the Sphinx and stuff. And but on there, they're talking about how like even today we still don't know how they did a lot of the stuff that they did. Like for instance, they have
like Stonehenge and pyramids and all that.
Yeah. And they have pottery that's made of like hard stone. So like you know how pottery is made? They get like clay, soft clay. They make it into a shape and then they put it in a kiln and it gets hard. But like hard stone, you would have to carve it. But the problem is that you need something harder than the stone, which will be able to scratch it, right? And then the other thing is that if it's really hard, that means it breaks easier.
Yeah.
So getting these like intricate patterns that were like, they have stuff where it has like a skinny mouth and then it goes down into like a wide opening. So like, how do you
shape that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point.
And some of the statues too, they're saying that like there's like stone people who do like, who like basically make statues now. And they say like some of the statues that they've found over there, that even with like modern day tools and stuff, like they could probably do it, but it would take so long and it'd be so labor intensive that they would never do it. Because, it would. So, like, my question is like, is there some kind of like lost technology that they had back then?
Yeah, there's there is. There's a shit ton.
Without trying to be like ancient alien-y,
aliens. There's. I know we recently we come closer and closer to being able to create the same quality of concrete that the Romans used to have, which is insane. Like we discovered Roman concrete from way back in the day when the Romans ruled everything. That is leaps and bounds better than the concrete that we have today with modern science. Yeah. So it's weird, man. Like there are all these different like ancient cultures that were able to do things like not even just for their time, but also compared to our time, that's just leaps and bounds better.
And so if they had maybe simple machines that worked better than our simple machines or our complicated machines, and we were able to use that technology as a base instead of what we used as a base for our technology, like could we have more advanced technology now?
Maybe. So that's what you're talking about, having to scrap everything we've done and then just go back to the start and use that as the base?
Not necessarily. It's just like me thinking about like if, like, I don't know, like we're kind of like, not to say that our technology is bad or anything, but I was just thinking like, could we have different or better technology if we weren't so stuck in the confines of like what the technology we already have?
Yeah. No, I hear you for sure. It's almost like a different reality could answer that.
Yeah.
I don't know. One crazy thing. It's like the depths of the evil of humanity. Some breakthroughs that we have had as the human species in terms of like certain metals and like certain minerals and stuff that we found.
Adamantium.
Yeah, that we found that are better at using than others were directly found due to torturing people. Like, this metal,
our iPhones.
Yeah, exactly. Like this metal heats much quicker than this type of metal, so we should use this metal for the iron bowl. And then that's led to certain advancements with that type of metal that we've used, or I'm trying to paraphrase as much as possible, but it's basically like human race has found a lot of advancements in certain things based off of how we decided to kill other people with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think war definitely drives technology more than any other pursuit.
It's true.
Maybe, I guess, just sheer consumerism might be number 2. But like they tell you that all the best technology, like it comes from like DARPA first, and then they implement it somehow into maybe commercial aircrafts or what have you.
Yeah, what was it? Was it the walkie-talkie that was like exclusive to the army for like 40 years before anybody had ever heard of it and before it became like a consumer product?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, just shit like that. Like the Jeep. The Jeep was an army vehicle that was created specifically for the army that moved its way over here. The internet was specifically made for the army first. But yeah, war drives a lot of the inventions and innovations in history. I don't know if it still does, just because it's not like the one thing that's on everybody's mind at all times like it was back in the day.
Yeah, well, now I think imperialism is frowned upon, which, like,
you don't say.
It was the norm.
Yeah.
During I guess prior to World Wars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even with like World War II, like the Nazis, you can consider them imperialists trying to take over and shit. I'm glad we've moved way past that in comparison, but yeah, I mean, war has like what is it? What was his name? Oppenheimer, who created the atomic bomb. Like that was one. He was named. I think he got like a Nobel Prize for that or something, which is weird. But he got like a super renowned award for creating the biggest destructive thing in humanity.
Yeah,
and it's only because of how awe striking it is. Like you created this thing of absolute death.
So in some speech he makes, and I forgot what speech it was specifically, but he quotes the Bhagavad Gita, which is
now I become death.
Yeah. Which I forgot. I think it's Vishnu. It's like one of their gods. I think it's a Hindu god. Yeah, and he says, I should probably have pulled up the quote.
I used to know it. It was like, he tries to persuade
destroyer of man.
Yeah, he tries to persuade the prince of something, and he says, "Now I become death, the destroyer of worlds." And then he says, "I guess we all thought that one way or another," because this was like an interview that he had, because like this had made world news again. Like they've created the tool of mass destruction, like the most destructive thing that the human race has ever been able to create. They created it. And so he said he was thinking this during the test when they actually saw the bomb go off and saw the destruction that it could cause, that immediately everybody had this like conflicting thing. Like this is their life's work, and then they get to see it through, and it's this successful, which is a great thing for a lot of people, but it sunk in right then and there.
Yeah.
What they have created, that they have literally become death.
I found the quote. It says, a few people laughed, a few people cried, most were silent. I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
I guess we all thought that one way or another.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I don't know.
War, man. War drives a lot of these inventions and innovations. Like that is one of the biggest inventions in human history.
Yeah. This is an excuse, but in some ways it kind of is stopping war. The fact that we all know that if we got into a war, into a world war right now, we would all just destroy the planet.
Yeah.
With our missiles.
I think that's why the UN was created, to unite all the nations and to say, hey, all right, I know we all have some conflict, but we all also now have nuclear bombs and we can just destroy the entire planet if we all get into a war again. So let's just be peaceful.
Word.
So I guess that something good did come out of the creation of the atomic bomb.
Maybe. Or maybe we just haven't destroyed the world yet.
Yeah. We still got a few more years, right?
Maybe we're before that filter.
Hey, the filter's coming up, man.
Yeah.
Are we? Or the filter's way behind us? Let's see. I guess
we don't know.
Yeah. You got any other thoughts on this?
No, my final thought was about the like ancient Egyptian technology.
Dude, think about it too. There's probably still so much that we haven't discovered when it comes to that. Like we've only scratched the surface.
Yeah.
What if Atlantis is real? That's another thing too. What if Atlantis is real and we discover it, and what technologies they might have had, or I don't know, like ways at which they were able to work with certain elements, and the possibilities are endless. You know, I know they're probably a prehistoric civilization or whatever, but what were they? How were they able to survive this long? What happened to them? What secrets do they hold? I love shit like that.
Yeah. What's at the bottom of Marina's trench?
What's the furthest we've gone down? The furthest anybody has ever gone down was James Cameron. Do you know that?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
When he was looking for the Titanic, like that's the furthest any human being has gone in the ocean. He's a film director.
Yeah.
And he holds the record. But dude, there is like miles and miles further down.
Yeah.
I don't even think a machine can go that far yet.
It's great, man.
It's great. There's so much to discover. There's so much to find. There's so much to build and make and invent and innovate. How do we fix these fetishes though?
Inventions.
Just get all the inventions together.
Yeah.
And we'll figure it out. Throw an atomic bomb at one.
Virtual reality technology.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this VR mask on you. There's gonna be gravel all in your face. You can't come.
You can't come.
This is how we're gonna fix you.
Electroshock therapy.
Put that Webby hand down.
Little Webby.
Ew. Ew. Oh man, I'll never unhear that.
Little Webby's hand.
I'll never unhear that now. You know, there's an award thing on the internet called the Webbies.
Why?
It's like it's the Webby Awards. It's for, I don't know, best website or some shit. I don't know.
That's dumb.
So now I'll never unhear it.
Come up with a better name.
Yeah.
Internet.
That's a good interest, my man. I genuinely enjoy talking about that shit. Stop touching my shit. What are you doing?
What am I doing?
I love that one. Danny loved that one too.
Oh yeah, he did.
All right, my man. Let's hop into some user feedback. We got some voice emails today.
About time.
Looks like we got one from our very own social media manager, Milkman Danny himself.
Oh, fantastic.
Hey guys, it's really late, but I just had like a real burning question that just made me like think about my existence.
Syphilis.
So I had to ask you guys,
Real burning.
would you rather be a T-Rex or a raptor? Alright, can't wait to find out. Bye.
Raptor.
This is what you wasted your on-air personality time for, Danny, to ask us what we'd rather be?
Obviously a raptor because I'm already basically a raptor because I'm smaller but I'm smarter. I'm more vicious. I work well in a team.
Mm-hmm.
What is a job interview?
It feels like it, yeah. I feel like I'm on the spot now.
Hey, look, it's like my thumb is my cock.
Maybe.
Hey, if I'm ever hiring people, I'm gonna implement that question into the hiring
Let's
process
see what they say.
and be like, "Oh, so I see you have a lot of experience. Would you rather be a raptor or a T-Rex?"
And they're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, you're hard.
Sell me this pin.
Yeah, sell me this raptor. I would. Shit, what would I like to be? Maybe after watching Jurassic World, maybe a raptor too, because they're infinitely smarter than the other dinosaurs. You know.
Yeah, and the T-Rex, they had to make like a mega T-Rex just to make it cooler because real T-Rexes apparently aren't cool enough.
They got them short ass arms. They can't get the webby hand when they look at gravel. You know? You know what I'm saying? They can't reach down there. I choose raptor too. They're smarter. It's all about intelligence.
Do you think there's dinophiles?
Dude, oh my God. Let's look this up right now.
Would you rather jerk off to a raptor or a dinosaur? Wait, T-Rex.
Dinophile. It just says one who is keenly interested in sexual. Let's look that up. Dinophiles sexual. There's an Urban Dictionary, so we know that's not real. Oh yeah, there is. Oh, no, never mind. I'm sorry. No, nope. It says it's not sexual. It's Sounds like pup play.
Quit playing with my emotions.
It's not sexual.
Spit it out.
Yeah, dinophiles aren't sexual. Step up your
Okay.
game, dinophiles. Start banging each other or
Yeah,
something.
just try harder.
Try harder. Yeah, get harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both choose Raptor. Milkman, Danny, millennial social media manager, Gen Z.
Yeah. Anybody who else wants to choose Raptor, then you can continue listening.
And you can join us. We got a voicemail from our favorite voicemail leaver in the world, Mr. Huge Jack fan.
Oh.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of a nail on her forehead. I just smashed up the mountain.
What a terrible voice.
That was great.
I love the song, but you need to find a better place to leave your voicemails instead of hanging your head out of the car window.
I'm just picturing that fat white dude who does
Oh,
all those
yeah.
covers, and I just hope he was recording it with it was audio, but I was hoping he records the video like beneath his chin, which is the most flattering angle to record video of yourself from.
Make sure you have shit lighting too when you're doing it.
Yeah.
All right, we got another one from Huge Jack fan. He wasn't done.
Hey, it's your boy. You Jack fan.
Stuck.
You see, I don't know if you noticed the problem with your show, like the past 2 or 3. Wonderful, funny, hysterical, hilarious.
Okay, all right.
It's good words.
Belly chuckling, knee slapping, kind of funny.
Okay.
But you inviting the wrong people. No offense to anybody, but fuck Kelly, fuck Milking, and
Milking?
I'll pick Arthur. Thanks.
All right.
But where's Hugh Jackman? Where's Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
He's like, fuck the show until I hear Hugh Jackman.
And then it just gets so much worse from there. I couldn't even tell what he was saying. But he's basically,
Telling us to have Hugh Jackman as a guest.
I think either that or just say Hugh Jackman, or maybe Huge Jack fan himself wants to come on the show. Who knows? at
Hey,
this
I'm
point.
open to that. Huge Jack fan, reach out to us if you want to be on the show.
Yeah, leave a better voicemail telling us if you do want to or don't want.
Yeah.
Don't hang your head out of the sunroof when you're calling us.
Also, Hugh Jackman, reach out to us if you want to be on the show. Maybe we can work something out. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, we know he listens too, so
Yeah.
we'll reach out. Well, you reach out to our manager.
And if any of our listeners are friends with Hugh Jackman, go ahead and give him the elbow and tell him to come on.
Like
Yeah.
one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, give him the good old fashioned nudge.
Want to know something funny?
What?
That-
There's people who are attracted to elbows.
Yeah, that's actually really hilarious. But the transcription is really bad. It's your boy New Jack Pan. You see,
New Jack Pan.
it says, what is he says? Thanks, buddy. But Kelly Boca milking San Carlos. Thanks, but where's your Texas? Where she's ex goodbye pussy.
What?
It actually says that. So
Wow.
until I hear it is Utah.
I hate these transcriptions.
I love
They're so
them.
dumb.
They're so terrible. So yeah, if you want to voice us a lead email, you know where to do it at. Right there.
Yeah.
682
Yeah.
422 9458. I also throat wormed while I was saying that. And if you can't remember the phone number, it also spells MUA2AW458. There it is. MUA2AW458. Put that in your phone. It's easy to remember. If you don't remember the numbers,
Yeah, just say it.
just
It rhymes.
say it, spell it out. It's right there. Type it in your phone. That's all you got to do. You can also just, if you're listening on an iPhone and you got it pulled up right there, you just scroll up. You scroll,
touch it.
yeah, you scroll up, and then it has all the show notes. It has a phone number. You can tap on the phone number, and it'll call us automatically. That's all you got to do.
What if they want to leave a friggin' email instead?
If you want to be an old person and leave us an email, you can do it at idiotsyncraticpodcast@gmail.com. It's what you're listening to. It's what you're watching. It's
Yeah.
what you're thinking about when you go home, when you're done listening to this podcast, at gmail.com. That's where you
Also-
send it to.
Also, don't forget to like, rate, review, subscribe, notification bell,
Reverb.
Chronologic, your feed, all that shit.
Yeah.
Tell your friends with your analog mouth.
Yeah. Let's do it.
What else? Is that everything?
That's everything. Oh, actually, we also got some new listeners, some new fans, which is why we were doing the thing at the beginning of the show. Where we're like, hey, check it out, new people. We got a new listener in Canada.
Hey, I hope it's not in Ontario.
Please don't be. Actually,
It can be. I don't care.
they probably don't have smartphones in Ontario.
Yeah. Actually, you guys can let us know if how liberal you actually are.
Yep. Exactly what he said. If you're a piece of shit in Ontario, like all the ones that we've been reading about,
Yeah.
let us know. Or if you have to suffer living by these people, let us know that too.
Yeah, if you want to call in and say your piece and protect your kin, or I guess the idea of your kin, and let us know that they're not actually super duper huge shitbags.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Give us the other point of view, because all we know is shitbags.
Yeah,
right
and
now.
how do they let us know? Just
You can do that, like we said earlier.
thing we said
You do
earlier.
everything that we just said earlier. We also have a new
Where
listener.
can they call us at?
We also have a new listener in the Russian Federation.
What?
What?
I didn't even know you guys.
Are we being hacked again? We might be being hacked.
I'm done talking.
We might be being hacked.
Actually, I'm not going to Russia, so I don't have to worry about that.
I don't know anybody that wants to go to Russia. It's a cold, dark, dingy, ugly place.
Yeah.
Full of cold, dark, dingy, ugly people.
And delicious radishes, I hear.
Remember all those hands that they found in
I
Russia?
don't know. Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
That was weird.
You want to be one of those sets of hands?
That was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Apparently, Putin's like freaking gangster, man.
Cut your hands off and I eat them. That's how Putin is.
I mean, he's a file of that.
Yeah. So hey, thanks for these new countries listening to us. If we've offended you, good. Let us know if that happened. Give us your point. Give us your hot steamy takes on what we said, what possibly pisses you off. If you also notice, I'm wearing my boy Martin's shirt, Boxer Love Project, right here. You can find that at boxerloveproject.com. Super affordable price. Portion of these proceeds, actually all these proceeds, go right to animal shelters, and they go.
Are you
to
saying
help
those
out.
proceed straight to the dog's mouths?
That's exactly what I'm saying. 100%.
Yeah. So support a good cause and look good doing it.